Pretty cool. Yeah, did you have a good Christmas? Yeah, and a nice little break. So, welcome back. We are going to be talking today about how Jesus turned water into wine. Right? It's a miracle. So, I am going to read from our World Storybook Bible, the story. Jesus goes to a wedding. Jesus, his disciples, and his mother Mary were attending a wedding in Cana. All the guests were talking, eating, laughing, and celebrating. Mary watched the beautiful bride and handsome groom dance together. Drip, drip, drip. Mary watched the servants pour the last drops of wine. Jesus, she whispered, they are out of wine. Do something. Mother, Jesus whispered back, that is not my concern. But Mary knew Jesus could help. She waved over to the servants. Do whatever Jesus tells you. Jesus looked around. He saw 6 huge stone jars for hand washing standing empty. Fill those jars with clean water, Jesus told the servants. So the servants filled every jar to the tip top with water. A lot of water. But they wondered what to do next. Fill your pitcher from those jars, Jesus said. Take it to the chief steward. That would be like the master. The servants filled the pitcher and brought it to the steward. He filled his glass from the pitcher, not with water, but with wine. All 6 jars were filled with wine. A lot of wine. Amazing, said the chief steward to the groom. This is the best wine I have ever tasted. Now the celebration can continue. Changing water to wine was the first of many amazing things Jesus did. Alrighty, so we are going to talk about that story, and I'm going to actually just angle down our camera because I have a few things here. I have a big jug of water. A really, really big one. Do you remember in the story how many jugs of water they filled? How many? 6. Good job. Yes. So they had them filled to the brim. Big, big jars. And then what did Jesus tell the servants to do? He said, take a pitcher. So we are going to fill, this is going to be our pitcher. Ready? So can you fill this jar from the jug? The big jug. Can you feel it? You filled it up. It's okay. Keep filling, keep filling. Filled it up. Good job. Okay. Now, what did they have to do? Who did they have to take this to? They had to take it to the chief steward or the master, the person running the banquet. So, now, how would you feel if you were a servant? And I think because these jars were so full, they put a lid on them, right? So they didn't spill any. Now, how would you feel if you were a servant and you had to take a jar of water to your master and tell him it was wine? All right, here we go. Take your jar. So you're going to be the servant. Take your jar. Take your jar. Now, how would you feel? Would you be excited? Would you be nervous? Yeah? Would you be shaking? Are you going to shake? Shake! Shake! Ah! Nervous because what would happen? The chief steward would be really, really upset, right? Hey! How? How did you make that into wine? How did you do that? You turned the water into wine, and that's what Jesus did. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? How did you do that? It was a miracle. Nobody knows how Jesus did it, but he turned water into wine. I don't know how you did that, buddy. Pretty crazy. So when we talk about Jesus, sometimes, hold on, I need listening. When we talk about Jesus, Sometimes we talk about how maybe we don't feel Jesus' love all the time, right? We feel a little empty, right? Like there's no wine left. We feel a little empty. But Jesus always can fill us up with love, right? He always has more. So just like how there was empty, there was no more wine left, there was only water, and people felt like, oh no, it wasn't there. Jesus proved he's always there, and he can always fill us with love, right? Just like he always filled and turned the water into wine when it was empty. He's able to fill us when we're feeling empty. And he's able to fill us with love. Did you know that?
It into wine, and then you need to drink it.
He turned it into wine. Right? But what am I saying? What does Jesus always fill us with? What does he always fill us with? Love. So even when it feels empty and there's no more left, Jesus is always there to fill us with love. Okay, do we want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Goodbye. We hope you have a great week, and we're looking forward to seeing you back next week. Bye, everyone.